Yeah, see, the thing is that if we Indians had stayed connected with our ancient knowledge and if we had not been colonized, then I think we would have gravitated towards eco-sand toilets or composting toilets because we were already applying the concepts of using minimal water and isolation of waste from habitations, right, from ancient times. So I don't think we would have devised the kind of system that we have today where we have wastewater going into the Ganga River or any other river because for us, rivers were very sacred. So the most environmentally friendly type of toilet is the composting toilet, in which the urine is collected separately, and urine diluted with water can be straight away used as a fertilizer. And the composted solid waste that you have to compost it for keep it for some time before it becomes safe enough to be used on for soil improvement. So this is the decentralized model that I mentioned. So if engineers had devised a set of best practices out of the Vedic strictures of not mixing human waste with clean water and not sending wastewater to nature, just like that, then I think we would have had a different world today. It would have been a cleaner, healthier, more livable world. So we've got into the wrong paradigm with the flush toilet, sewer treatment plant in every part of the world. And in India, of course, we took it from the British and all the others took it from there. So that's how everybody's doing it. We need an informed discourse on the problems with modern wastewater systems, which are guzzling energy and they're allowing nutrients to get lost. So right now, globally, the effort is to reduce the environmental impact of that kind of system. So in America, for instance, we have low flush toilets, or there are rare cases where people are recycling water and using that for flushing. And treatment plants are trying to be more energy efficient to reduce their discharge. There are waste to energy plants. So these are some of the things that are being done. But overall, the framework is still very flawed. Then we have the Gates Foundation. They have put millions of dollars into reinventing the toilet. I don't know if you've read about that. Reinventing the toilet. They did a big movement on that. So Bill Gates had said that reinvented toilet is actually a collection of innovative technologies which use different approaches to break down the human waste, destroy the germs, and out of that you get clean water and solid, which you can use for for fertilizer, that kind of thing. Now the reinvented toilet concept is there, but it's still very small. It's not being scaled up and it's not being widely applied. So it's very difficult because we have already got into the hard infrastructure, which is very difficult to uproot. But we have a window of opportunity in those places in the world where there is still no sewerage grid. In those places, it's still possible to do the right thing. So we can go for eco-sand toilet, composting toilet in those places where there is still no sewerage. So I think you asked me what were the good examples to learn from. Actually, in India itself, there are many good examples of decentralized sanitation with fecal sludge management and in which the nutrients in the waste are being recovered. For example, in Tamil Nadu, there's a place called Musiri where there are public eco-sand toilets, okay, where they recycle the nutrients and then the fertilizer is created out of it. And even during heavy rainfall, those toilets don't get flooded because even where there is high water table, they're still functioning. So in the Swachh Bharat mission, for example, that has become very successful because they have installed millions of twin pit latrines. Twin pit latrines do not pollute the environment because they convert the waste into manure. And perhaps the biggest difference between the earlier sanitation programs and the Swachh Bharat mission is the personal interest being taken by the Prime Minister Modi. Right. And in fact, when I want to tell you that when I was traveling in 2019 in India, many places, I was very impressed with the clean toilets I found in many of the states. And not just that, I also saw that the people who are cleaning the toilets, they were very proud of the work they were doing. So this is definitely the result of Prime Minister Modi's focus on sanitation. And you also asked me, okay, for the good examples that you asked me, I would mention Japan, because Japan has excellent examples of decentralized wastewater management. First of all, they have an amazing policy, very good policy framework, which plugs all the loopholes, and they have reformed their institutions. For example, they are given high incentives to the people who used to earlier collect the sludge, who were what their low caste people. Now they are all entrepreneurs because they are now probably selling fertilizers and things like that. So in Saitama City in Japan, I've been there. They have chosen to collect all the sludge from individual houses and use that for composting and improving the soil quality. Okay, so Japan is definitely a country that India should be learning more from. I think we should immediately put an end to manual scavenging in India. That is one thing which is disturbing me a great deal. Today we have the technology to clean sewers and septic tanks, so there's no reason why a human being should go inside a manhole and clean it. And it's a very hazardous environment out there. So we cannot claim to be a civilized country if we allow manual scavenging to continue. We must create a template for eliminating it, which can be implemented in different states of India. It's a very doable thing, and I hope to see this change in the coming times.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.